This is part 3 of a 3-part video series on how to choose a SaaS platform vendor for your business. And part 1, I talked about principles around data privacy that your business should consider and potentially adopt. Starting with solid data privacy principles is an important first step in cybersecurity. Video number 2 in this series gave you 5 tips on how to take a long list of potential vendors and cross a few off so you get down to a short list. This is video number 3, and I'll be giving you 3 tips on how to do a deeper due diligence so that you can go from a short list down to one vendor that'll be best for your business. So let's get started. First of all, you need to consider what kind of data is being shared with the potential vendor. What are they collecting from your business? How are they going to be using it? And who among their staff will have access to your data? In an ideal world, nobody on their staff will have access to your data. However, that may not necessarily be feasible depending on what the platform is intending to do. So you need to think carefully about what data the vendor will be collecting from your business and who on the vendor staff is going to have access to that data. Tip number 2, choose vendors that store data in US-based data centers and that encrypt the data both while it's being stored in their data center and also while it's in transit. You're looking for encryption, whether data is being uploaded, downloaded, or whether you are browsing on the vendor's platform using a web browser. Tip number 3, you should prioritize vendors that minimize data collection. I talked about data collection as a principle in video number 1 on this series. If you haven't seen it, you should go check that out. That's an important principle to understand, and you want to be sure that the vendor you choose has the same principle that they have adopted. Data minimization means that neither you nor your vendor will collect any information that isn't legitimately necessary for the business purpose. So you and your vendor both need to have clear protocols around when and how data will be collected, also when and how it will be deleted. Ideally, they will have privacy by design principles baked into their default privacy settings, so that all of the default settings of the vendor should be enhancing privacy as a default. Now, the last thing to think about is there can often be a disconnect between the promises a vendor makes in their promotional materials and what actually shows up in the contract that they send you when you go to sign on and commit to their service. I have seen it time and again where one of my clients has had a breach and they come to me and we begin to look through the contract that they signed, and they didn't have a lawyer look at it before they signed it. And there are massive gaps in that contract that fail to protect them. And the contracts often are very friendly toward the vendor. So it's really important to make sure that the promises the vendor makes and the binding commitments in the contract are aligned and they fit with one another. If you need help with that, that's what we do every single day. So I hope you'll get in touch. We're at dunlaplawplc.com. I'm Trisha Dunlap in Richmond, Virginia. I hope this video has been helpful. If so, please like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be putting out a video about once every week on data privacy and security issues and other business law topics. Thanks very much.